Imagine yourself from since you can remember you wanted the truth. I remember when I was like 5 years old sitting on a porch thinking, what is this? What is this about? The sun was shining down. Why is I was sitting there thinking, why does the sun heat up my skin when I'm sitting here more than when I'm sitting over here, or something to that effect, you know. But imagine your whole life you wanted the truth because you were raised around people who had no truth. And you were raised in a society where you couldn't hear any truth. And then all of a sudden, there was this preacher on TV. The TV showed up. It was a black and white TV. And then they started some new TVs. I think we still had black. I don't know how old I was when we had black and white TV for a long time. But anyway, listen to Charles Stanley talk about the gospel. Wanting to understand it, wanting to receive it, but not totally getting it until later in life when you get born again, but believing it, but wasn't born again, you know. So imagine yourself, you always wanted the truth. You wanted the real truth. You wanted to know how to be saved. You wanted to know how to go to heaven. You wanted to know what this place was. You wanted to know just the truth. It was just built into you. You just wanted to know the truth. And so then you go and you go about your life, go to college, go to school, go to whatever, get a job. And then you get out of college and get you another job. You're still looking for the truth. Then Charles Stanley shows up on the scene again. And then you finally get born again. But then you want to be able to rightly divide the word of truth. There's so many people here who don't know the Bible, you know. It's hard to remember what it was like to not be able to rightly divide it. So you want the truth. And don't even know that you want the truth. It's just built into you. You don't even know how to explain it. Because everybody around you thinks they have the truth, and they don't, you know. So you're looking for the truth around a bunch of people who have no truth. And then after you do get saved, you're still looking for the real truth. And you got all these people coming at you, the Methodist, the Pentecostal, the Baptist, the Anabaptist, the Free Will Baptist, and all these snake handlers and all this stuff coming at you, you know. It's like, what is going on? You'll read John chapter 3, and he told Nicodemus, he said, because Nicodemus was a religious leader, right? He says, I want the truth. And this is an older man. He came to Jesus by night because he was embarrassed, right? I want the truth. Well, Nicodemus, you're a leader. You must be born again. He says, how can the child go back in the womb? He said, that which is born of water is water. That which is born of the Spirit, Spirit. And so you meditate on John 3 for years and think about, what does that mean? What does that mean? And then you have people coming to you and say, well, because they'll say, you got to be baptized to be saved, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, I don't think so, man. What's wrong with you? Saved by faith alone. Well, explain that verse. Well, it's really clear, man. It's like that which is born of water, the woman, the natural, the flesh. Flesh is flesh. But that which is born of spirit is spirit. When you come through the woman, the water breaks, the natural birth. Then you got the spiritual birth. Come on. It's not. No, that's not what it means. It means that you got to be water baptized, blah, blah, blah. I said, man, look at the context. It's clear. Then you marry somebody who claims to be saved, never admits sin, never got saved. Mission field, and they weren't saved. And you say, you must be born again. Well, I never was a sinner. Well, Jesus didn't come to call the righteous, but the sinners. How can you be saved if you never were a sinner? You never were a sinner. This is what I'm talking about. So you go here, you get a job, you go to this church, you get married, you join this, you get involved in this family who supposedly had the truth, and none of them have the truth. And then you see people who know the truth and reject the truth. Lovers of pleasure, still lovers of God. New Age, witches, warlocks, wizards. There's all these little avenues that they try to bring you in to pull you down to some kind of false paradigm. And then as you really start to rightly divide the word yourself by the power of God, then you get free, and these people start to drop off. And then as you grow, they have to send higher levels, right? And so as you grow in truth, they send higher and higher levels. And the higher levels are these witches and warlocks that they knew the truth, Hebrews 6, but they tasted and drank, they spit it out. They didn't drink it, they tasted it and spit it out. So these are people who actually knew the truth, ran to the devil, got the spiritual darkness, master deceivers, who these are witches and warlocks who hate the gospel, hate Jesus, want to kill Christians, want to keep the matrix going, keep the deception going, because it's all about lovers of pleasure, lovers of money, lovers of image. And so they want to rise up in the systems, and they send these witches and warlocks and all these other people to try to deceive you. And you say, Lord, this is crazy. And you count the number of the beast, which the Bible tells you to pebble up the number of the beast. So you look at that, you see 666 everywhere, and you say, Lord, what's going on? And then he finally, you say, it looks like the devil's winning, Lord, but I know he's not, because the Bible says Jesus already paid it and he's lost. But why do I see 666 everywhere? And he shows up on the scene with the Shekinah glory, and he shows me that the blood of his cross is encoded in everything. Every time you chew food, every time you walk, every time you cross your arms, every time you wake up, everything that you do, the blood of his cross is encoded everywhere, in all things. And 666 is encoded everywhere because it's man trying, count up the number of the beast, 666. What is it? It's the flesh mind of man. It's the flesh side of man. If man didn't have the flesh, the devil wouldn't have a place to be a king. And his kingdom is temporary. He's a defeated foe. But the flesh mind submits to the world, the flesh, and the pride of life. And so as you search the truth and you break free from all the bad churches, you break free from all the lies in the system, you break free from all the false doctrine, you break free from all the denominationals denaming you, and you break free from all the holidays and the birthdays and traditions and the cults and the isms and the lies and the upside down matrix they're trying to do, the Freemason matrix, the Jesuits, the Kabbalists, and all them people. That you break free from it, right? Where'd they go? Where'd they go? Where are the naysayers now? Where are the ones who wanted to argue with you 20 years ago and talk about John 3:16, that means you must be baptized, when it's clearly by context it's clearly by context that it means that you born in the natural and then you have a spiritual birth. As I'm talking right now, this is so important because I'm getting all these distractions, these loud cars and all this stuff going on. All of a sudden there's no activity out here, and all of a sudden I start talking, the activity goes crazy. What's that about? It's the same game. Somebody out there is looking for the truth, and they need to hear the truth, and they want the truth, and the distractions are always trying to shut it down, because it's a spiritual warfare going on for your soul, your heart, your mind. All the Jezebels, all the Delilahs, all of them work for the harlot church, the Catholic Church. They all work for the harlot system, and they're all trying to pull you in to take away your calling and your purpose, and to get you off track of what you need to be doing. It's so obvious once you walk the path long enough. It's so obvious, and it's the media, it's the music. I mean, who cares what what's her name's doing? What's that lady's name? Who cares what she's doing? Taylor Swift. Who cares what she's doing? She's a distraction, people. She's a part of the system. It's obvious. You've been brainwashed from a child, and you don't even know it. Your culture is part of the system. When you run to Jesus, you escape the culture program, and they're going to call you crazy because you're not a part of their system. That's all they know. They can't function without a system. They can't function without somebody telling them what to do or what little box to be in. And when you escape the box, they have to call you crazy because they don't want to admit they're the crazy one. They don't want to admit they don't have the truth because they don't seek the truth. They just seek pleasure. And that's why they don't have any truth.